You're watching the Circus Restaurant, and today, me and some of our team travel over to Clifton Coffee in Bristol. We find out how it all started for them, we talk about how their business has grown, and we end the debate on what exactly a flat white is. Today is a special day because we're over at Clifton Coffee in Bristol. I'm having a delicious espresso coffee and I'm here with one of the founders of Clifton Coffee. This is Ed Buston. Have I said that right? Ed Buston, and we're just going to ask him a few questions today. So, jump straight into it. Where did it all start? How did Clifton Coffee start for you? We're going right back.
In a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
So, it got started by a chap called James, who was an engineer, who set up the company doing engineering, bringing in an Italian brand of coffee called Sequela, saying, if you buy my coffee, I'll fix your machines.
Yeah.
So I knew James when he got going, and he got me a job in one of his first ever coffee customers. And I just finished university, my girlfriend lived in Bristol, so it was kind of perfect. And I worked there for a year, and I remember the owner giving me a book. Yeah. And in the back of the book, it had 4 pictures of latte art.
Right.
And this is unheard of back then.
Yeah.
And he goes, I want
Very
you to do,
common today.
I want you to do that. So I learned how to do it and then started training all the guys on site and then started doing competitions, and it just rolled from there. And then when I left there, I was saying to James, look, you're a good engineer. I could focus on the training. And that was how it started. I had a Mini Cooper, he had a Ford Focus.
Yeah.
And off we went. Yeah.
Brilliant. So it started small. For anyone watching who hasn't seen Clifton Coffee, they are a really fantastic business and growing business. Their coffee is in some of the best cafes all over the southwest of England. A massive reputation, but it all started at those very humble beginnings for you.
Most of the changes have been in the last 5 or 6 years, probably across the whole industry though as well. So about 6 years ago we only had 6 or 7 employees. Now I've got 24,
really?
Or 20, just about to take on our 25th.
Jeez.
And we've got vans now, we've got people that live in Manchester and in West Wales and also on the south coast doing our deliveries for us in those areas. And that all massive changes. I mean, you've seen growth of coffee shops on the high street.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So there's been growth in roasters, growth in green bean importers, growth in everything really. And we're just enjoying being part of them and just trying to stay at the top as good as we can be, really.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's a delicious cup of coffee. We're very proud to serve it in the restaurant, and I get a lot of customers commenting and saying, where'd you get your coffee? And we can then give them the story behind Clifton Coffee. Talking about that growth, particularly over the last 6 years, like you say, how do you sort of manage that? How do you keep the consistency there and keep the product where it is over that time, or is it very stressful? What do you do to manage?
There's enjoyable bits, there's hard bits. Yes. I think, the basis is we always want to have great coffee. That's actually quite easy going to find good coffee. And then you figure out how we're going to worry about this nice coffee turning into good drinks, and it's about looking after our customers and having really strong relationships with them and working together and helping them with all their equipment issues, their training issues and things like that. This is our training centre which we've built, and we've got groups of people in here all the time. It's one of the busiest SCA centres in Europe. Yeah. Just the amount of people that come through here.
Yeah. Because this wasn't an industry-wide thing, this training setup, when you guys did it.
We've always offered training, but it was always kind of like just tailor-made to what the customer wanted. Now we do the SCA courses, which is the Specialty Coffee Association courses, and we'll take people right through the foundation, the intermediate, and professional level courses, and then they get worldwide recognised certification from the SCA, which the baristas can then take anywhere around the world. But then that's just one of the areas. So as we've grown, we've been thinking, we don't want to just get bigger, we want to get better. I think a lot of companies get bigger and then sort of maybe use them being, I'm big now, so I'm using it as an excuse not to do something.
Right.
Whereas we've gone, no, we're going to get better as we get bigger.
Brilliant.
And we've always done our deliveries with trained engineers and trained baristas, and we've managed to now expand that across the whole country really.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And we've ended up being one of the very, very well, probably the only coffee company that does delivery in such a way in such a large area.
I can vouch for what Ed's saying about the training and about our staff at the restaurant always have a fantastic experience here. When they meet Jimmy and he takes them through absolutely anything, he can answer any questions. And I can also say that Clifton Coffee, unlike any other coffee company I've ever worked with, they are on call all the time. And whenever we've had a problem with our espresso machine, they've had an engineer out fixing the problem straight away, which is, I guess, quite unique as well that you guys do that. And so, but on that, the progression then was, you mentioned about James started out going out and fixing coffee machines, and then he met you and you started
backed that up with the training.
Backed it up with the training. And when did the roasting start happening?
About 5 years ago, we got our first roaster.
Right.
So it's a 12 kilo roaster, and it was maybe a tiny bit late to the party, just.
Right.
But it was good timing nonetheless, because what's happened in the roastery has been really good for us.
Yeah.
And we've kept it completely separate. So we've got all our house coffees that are roasted and fulfilled for us to our specification, and that's allowed us to just do outrageously good coffee in the roastery. And we get a lot of customers switching from one to the other, and some go back as well, because it sort of depends what you want, and where you want to position yourself in this ever-growing world of coffee and choice. But the roastery, we roast over 100 tons of coffee a year downstairs now.
Wow.
We've got a 12 kilo, a 25 kilo and a 35 kilo.
Yeah.
And there's a team of 3 full-timers in there doing that. And
just roasting all day.
Yeah.
It's
boring,
like
Don't let them know I told you that, but it must be.
We're in Avonmouth right now, and this is if ever you work in a restaurant that uses Clifton Coffee, I would really recommend coming and seeing this place. It's amazing. It's like a Willy Wonka factory, but for coffee. You just come in the doors and you see all the where all the boxes of coffee and all the deliveries getting ready to being sent out, and then you're hit by the smell of freshly roasted coffee, and it's just amazing. And you've got all these training facilities like you can see behind us. It just looks like a lovely environment to work in that you've created for your staff here. Would you say you are just sort of continually evolving? I mean, things have changed here, and I was here 6 months ago, and I can still see lots of more things are changing. You got that sort of, how do you create that culture of just continually growing and changing?
Well, we are growing, so it's keeping up with that and staying on top of it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like how we operate logistically, I suppose. But how we change more internally or as a company is we just rely on the people that work here.
Yeah.
So the whole place, the whole building, everything about us is just to allow the people to be themselves.
Right.
I'm not going to come up with the next new idea.
Right.
If the guys
Really,
enjoy it, they'll come up with the next.
you'll give them that free rein to they feel they can approach you with ideas that they have.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, they are the future of the company, I suppose. Because, James and I were onto a good thing at the time, but to be a bit naive and say we're going to carry on being, the chiefs or the best, come up with all the new ideas, it's silly really, kind of dinosaurs now. But the whole, like you were saying, it's about an environment where people enjoy coming to work. They're going to come to work, have a good day, work hard, go home, carry on thinking about what they want to do tomorrow. And that's what we've made here, and that's why it really works.
Fantastic.
And they'll come up with the new ideas and where we go next.
Yeah.
And then they'll drag me and James along, kicking and screaming maybe.
It has just evolved into such a fantastic product now, with the roastery and the servicing and the training and all the competitions that you guys get involved in. Do you have a snapshot for the future of where you see Clifton Coffee go in the next sort of 3 to 5 years? Would you guess, or are you just going to see how it goes and just keep taking it day by day?
Small steps.
Small steps.
Day by day. Concentrate on today. Well, I suppose.
Get it on the camera because it's so silky.
we have big dreams, but at the same time, just concentrate on today.
Yeah.
You know, I suppose it's if things keep going how they're going. You know that we've got a new website. We're really trying to work on that to make it a really nice user experience for people to buy coffee at home and to subscribe and things like that. And that's been really good ever since that got up and running. So have a look. And that will grow. It's quite nice. It feels unlimited potential. Like selling coffee to people like you. You're not few and far between, but there's a handful of you in Bath.
Oh, I bet.
For example, but there's what's the population of Bath? There's 150,000 or something maybe. People that live in Bath that might log on to our site and buy a bag of coffee. And then there's a handful of restaurateurs.
That's fantastic.
So we're really excited about the website, putting more resources. And it's something you can put resources in and just see if it works or not quite easily. And then I suppose as we're growing and our customers are growing further afield, we'll carry on thinking of ways to getting our service out to these areas. Like you said, Luton Airport's a really hard area for us. The whole of the East Midlands, we've got lots of work around there, but it's really spread out, and it would be really hard to try and do deliveries in that area at the moment for us to figure out how we could do that.
So people out there, the demand is there. You guys just working out how to make it work.
You need it. So we've got satellite guys that now live in Manchester. They do all the deliveries north of Birmingham, Manchester and Liverpool being the two main areas. And we've got someone that lives in West Wales and does up to Aberystwyth. So we cover the whole south coast of Wales and up halfway up. And they're just impossible to get to from here on a weekly basis. And we also do the same on the south coast across to Brighton. So we would look to as we grow, that we would put more resources into those areas and they would grow as well. And we'll figure out how to do it. Like we almost need a unit down there. We don't really want another storage facility or a place we hold stock, but we might have a lock-up or something where you get the stuff down there and then bring it back, and then you need all your own distribution internally as well. So not really sure. It's quite a fun journey to be on.
Well, the opening the coffee up to you opening it up to the general public essentially is that the idea, to do small bags of premium coffee?
Well, we're a wholesaler at heart, so you can go on our website as a coffee shop owner and buy our coffee at exactly the same price as I sell it to you for, if you spend a wholesale amount, £100 or something like that. But then if you want to, you can buy one 250 gram bag, and then you pay a more realistic retail price, because it's making one 250 gram bag is quite time consuming and expensive. But there's no discrimination. A lot of companies have very set pricing for retail, and it just seems absurdly expensive. Whereas if you go on our site, you can just buy it at wholesale price. You've got to be buying at least 4 250 gram bags. It's all about relationships with us and you, but also going back up the chain. We've been on several sourcing trips this year. We've got another one in the month planned to Brazil. We've just been to Colombia. We were in El Salvador earlier. And we're just trying to shorten that link between where coffee comes from and where it ends up. And involve everyone who wants to be involved in that journey as much as possible. And along the way, you get to have fun and drink delicious coffee.
I admire how in depth you guys are with showing where the coffee came from. If you come and meet any of the staff at Clifton Coffee, they can tell you exactly which country the different beans come. Or the variety of beans to make a blend have come from, which country, which farm, and then which grower, and the sort of knowledge of we get our coffee delivered, but the guy delivers it, a guy called Josh. He's not just a delivery driver. He'll deliver the coffee, he'll check the machines are right, he'll answer any questions about the coffee. Like the knowledge that all of these guys has is second to none. Now, Jimmy's just brought over a delicious flat white. I'm going to have a test of it. Ed, what is a flat white? Let's end this debate. What in your mind is a flat white? Because people argue about this all the time.
I don't know. A strong latte?
That's probably an easiest way to sum it up, a strong latte. That's all it is really, isn't it?
Well, you would, in my world, a flat white and a latte would have exactly the same coffee in the bottom.
Really,
amount of coffee. But for a flat white, you would use much less milk. quite a bit less. Like,
There you have it.
yeah. So you end up with a stronger, smaller coffee, but the same amount of coffee, but stronger because there's less milk.
Fantastic. So that's our day with Clifton Coffee. I'm going to shoot off and rejoin my team. We're going to get trained up on how to pour the perfect flat white. And as I look forward, keep an eye out for the Clifton Coffee logo on all the vans that deliver it. And if you want to have a look at the website to get some Clifton Coffee that you can use at home,
Just type it into Google.
Have a look at Clifton Coffee. There's some fantastic videos on there with Jimmy and the team. It's a really informative site.
We made it really easy to order. So you choose Royal Mail tracked service, so you can find out where it is. You can have it the 24 or the 48-hour service, and you can even nominate a safe place for your postman to leave it.
Nice.
Tucked away for you if you're not going to be there.
Brilliant.
And you can do all that on your order, just to make it nice and simple.
Fantastic.
Everyone trusts that postman.
Oh yeah, you can't not trust him more than my brother.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic note to end on. Cheers.
Cheers.